So yeah, that is Rebel Without a Cause, which brings into the conversation these elements, right? We already talked about how to hate someone, you need to love them, because it's a disappointed love. It's a hurt love that creates hatred, and so that's a tidbit. I think in this whole process, though, the hardest pill for me to swallow is that there is such a thing as being abusable. And if you're not ready to hear that, if that sounded way too jarring, just turn it off, move on. But if you're curious, I that was something that I had to understand, and it was because of this. I'll use another example before I get into my specific example. If you're too good of a person, everyone's going to step on you. And it's not that humans are evil and they all want to step on you. It's that if they have the opportunity to make their lives easier and you're willing to make it hard for yourself to make it easier for me, I'm going to take it, dude. You know, they're not thinking of like, well, if I do that, I'm burdening this person and this and that. Half of this being abusable thing is just making yourself known. Hey, boundaries, limits, like, hey, that is too tough for me. Sorry, I can't do that. You know, that right there cuts you into not being abusable. I realized that I was just not making myself known. Like, my parents didn't know I had a problem with them until I told them I never wanted to talk to them again and didn't talk to them for like a year. You know, before then they thought everything was fine. And so that's kind of what I'm talking about. And it goes deeper. If you think about the prey that narcissists and sociopaths, these people chase after, they're chasing after people that are like that don't have armor, that don't have the esteem and security and the self-respect to be like, no, that you can't do that, you know, because it's just this thing, this innate drive in them to push people as far as they can go. And if you let them, they'll go all the way. They don't have the decency to be like, all right, whoa. Like, hey buddy, you need to work on yourself. You can't let people be doing this to you, girl or guy. Like, what are you doing? They don't have that decency. I mean, I think you don't even have to be a narcissist to not have that decency. I think some people are just so self-conscious, right? They're thinking about themselves only, that they don't really see how other people are dealing with that. Another thing is like knowing if you're being abused and stuff like that. That's a tough thing. You never know. Sound of reasoning. Sorry, I'm trying to end things quick because my battery's dying and this is a whole ordeal. But it's just conversations like that are worth having, either with a psychologist or a pastor, or just, if it is your pastor, talk to someone else. Sometimes we are in situations like this, we don't know how to deal with it. And that's kind of how I went. I'm a trailblazer. Everything in terms of emotional health, in terms of spiritual maturity, in terms of like physical health, in terms of all this, I'm trailblazing. No one really just sat there and be like, hey, I think you're dealing with this. I had to do it. My dad once apologized to me saying, I'm sorry you had to be the parent for a minute there. And I was just kind of drawn back, like, well, I didn't even think you would have got to that conclusion. I mean, well, that's crazy. But it was just like in passing, he said that, and I was just like struck. One thing I've learned in my spiritual walk is that our life right now doesn't have to be this way. If we're struggling, this isn't the end all be all. There is another side. You can go deeper. You can go farther. And that's not just talking in hope. That's talking in reality. There is things that we can grow and learn that changes how we see people, changes our relationships, changes who we hang out with. We start attracting better people with better energies. We start letting go of people. And this can be like an organic process if we allow ourselves to grow. And so I'll just leave it at that before everything dies and shuts off. But thank you guys for listening. If you did, tell me what you think, please. I love comments, actually. I like engaging in conversations. See ya.